was thinking I don't have any ideas anymore. You know, I was at Mirror yesterday and somebody was talking about a great idea they had. And I thought, gee, I don't get ideas anymore. I used to get amazing ideas. Yesterday I had a good idea. Yesterday I brought up the table from the garden and I brought out my compound miter saw. I call it my chop saw. And I cut up all the boards that were laying there ready to go in the teepee to be burned in a campfire. But they were such a mess, it made me want to burn them fast, right? I just wanted to get rid of them. But we cut them up, and the ones that didn't have paint on them, we put in the pile for the wood stove, which was great. And then we moved the table and the chop saw over under the veranda to the greenhouse and started cutting up those boards too. That's also awesome. I'm very pleased that I'm making this possible to use these. However, many of them are cedar or pine, which are neither of them are very good for firewood. But whatever. Anyway, so I did have an idea yesterday, and I realize now, as I sit here looking at this basket on my dashboard, I was thinking, I do have ideas. I really want to make coiled baskets. I want to get good at coiling baskets. I can see that if it's a mess, you know, when I'm using the sedge grass, if it's a mess when I'm using the grass, it's really hard to make the whole basket look nice and I don't know, clean, proper, whatever, organized. So I was thinking if I were to be more careful about keeping that organized and also being careful with my raffia that it stayed organized, that would make for better baskets. Anyway, so I made my first coiled basket last week, and I showed it at Mirror yesterday, and I'm going to teach them how to do it next Thursday. I'm really pleased with it. I think I'll have to try another one between now and then. I was going to get some rushes from the lake. I'll do that tomorrow, because today we're going to the temple, of course. Anyway, so I do have ideas. However, I don't have nearly as many ideas as I used to have. Maybe part of me knows that it won't work. But they will work, because you can do a really hard job that you would never imagine you can do if you just do little bits at a time. The problem with a big job is imagining that you have to do the whole thing at the same time, right away. But that's not true. You can do a big job when you knit something, when you knit a sweater or an Afghan or something huge. You don't knit the whole thing in one day. You don't expect to do it in an afternoon. It's something that you just take with you and you work on as time goes on. But I had forgotten that. It's amazing how easily you can forget. I, who live by that principle, had forgotten it. I think pain got in the way. I think the pain got so intense that it just pushed all ideas out of the way and possibilities, and it was replaced with negative depression, thinking, oh man, what does it matter? Nothing matters. I'm always going to be in pain. Now I'm going to be old. Anyway, but the pain subsided, and so that was my hand, my broken hand. Oh, and so it's getting better. So I'm not depressed anymore. I'm not bummed out about it all. However, I do have a lot of other pain, and I think it does take its toll. I think that it makes me want to go lie down, or go in my reclining chair and take the pressure off, take the pain away. But I did also really want to move my daylilies around. And so I have been doing that, and I knew it was going to make me hurt, and it did, and I dealt with it. I just stopped in the evening, like 5 o'clock I was done, and I just went upstairs, and that was it. No more going outside or doing anything. And that was okay. It was my coping. Anyway, so I do have ideas, but maybe the medications that I take, oops, falling down. Maybe the medications that I take have an impact on my ideas. I know I took something for ADHD once, and it really messed up my ideas. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. It started with a D. Anyway, and I had no ideas. I had no thoughts. It was very weird. I always have thoughts. Anyway, so that was about ideas. You can do this at home. Results may differ.